I can't really do shit without you. I can't believe that you did that. I'm fucking.
That on another one. See what else works. Yeah, one of these other EPK joints real quick. Test one, two. All that only must be the case. All that only Lord said, flesh and blood can show. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made were from the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made were from the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Shot cold. To be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top door. Fully I was embedded and not the lines low. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not on the Lord again for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cooked up with weaponry. Say what's claiming legend. I had a life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But they teach you when the girl screaming ecstasy. Remember, running with brother. Even though we did the wrong thing, my life would have been a lot different if I fell upon the wrong street. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that the pain comes custom made. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made were from the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made were from the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. It's just how they decide. You try to win the streets, you get more than it. They don't tell you what we don't paper. Ain't no restrictions. My father said how hard I had to make a soul pass. I didn't care, I wanted freedom when I walked past. In the place where the black man's blood is sick. I thank the Lord for the day I was on Main Street. Listen in the cup, back and forth to court, found in DC school. I swear it felt like I crawled on that fucking porch. The smoke, these niggas slide, struck. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Just all I ever wanted. What's the special about police? Don't be steady cash, not knowing that what it is. You gotta hope you step by and know it. It's all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. I was a gangster. The things that I take off the Lord's anger. We told them all the time that I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The things that I know, I was a gangster. The things that I take off the Lord's anger. We told them all the time that I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster.
Just put it on the I.S.U.P.K. Louisville. Yeah, we're gonna put it on that. I think they're using the other channel tonight. Yeah, actually go to the Louisville, the other one. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little confusion. So we're gonna bring out some stuff tonight. Shalom. We are the I.S.U.P.K. coming out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York, under Commandant GEN.YAHANNA. My name is Officer I.S.U.P.K, and I would like to welcome you to the I.S.U.P.K. Louisville class. And tonight's topic is going to be confusion is the enemy of order. The Most High made things in order. And when things go awry, this is the sign of confusion, which is often implemented by a lie. So tonight's going to be a very basic, back to the basic class, because we got to look at our own lives and look at, are things in order? Are things in order in our physical health, in our family, in our financial affairs, right? Because when things get out of order, it's caused by something that is going against what the Most High wants, right? Even you understanding who you are as a nation, you don't know, many of you don't even know that you are the Israelites. If you are Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you don't know that you're the Israelites. According to history, the Bible, many different things. The reason why you don't is because of confusion. So if I could, let me get, if you got that, in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 40. This is the Most High's true intent of the way he wants things to operate. If you can, let me get that.
1 Corinthians 14 and 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Okay, let all things, right? Not some things, all things be done decently and in order. Your communication is going to be vital in being able to institute order. Communication amongst your family, communication amongst your brothers. This is a brotherhood class. Because when there's confusion, things are not going to be in order. And this is the intent of the Most High. When he made the planets and the stars, he made the universe or the heavens, if you will. He made them to operate in a order, right? Read that again.
1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
Now, all things, right? That's how we are going to thrive as a nation, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We got to learn how to do things decently. Now, we live in Babylon, which means confusion. It's the opposite of shalom, order, right? That's why everything is backwards in this place. You got men wanting to be women, women wanting to be men. Men and women wanting to sleep or have sex with children, have sex with other nations. This is confusion. The Most High wants us to be decent people. We want to live up to the Most High's laws, his ways, man. And you can't do that by being confused, right? So if I could, tonight's class, it's going to be kind of a contrast. I'm going to teach the benefits. It's like the pros and cons of confusion and disorder. So if I could, go ahead and go up to verse 33.
1 Corinthians 14:33. For God is not the author of confusion.
Right there. The Most High is not the author of confusion. So when we look in our lives and there's confusion, this isn't of the Most High. We got to look in our lives and find out, wait a minute, what's going on, man? Why my bank account? Now, I kept up with my money. Why is it saying I got this amount? You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at this thing. Wait a minute. She said this. Now it's something different, right? That's how you often can tell when it's a lie in the midst, right? Because it's sometimes confusion. You see what I'm saying? You're trying to analyze it. You're like, wait a minute, hold up, what's going on? And this is very basic stuff we got to know because it's affecting your life and you don't even know it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You don't even know whether it's with your family, your girl. You know what I mean? We got to, even in this truth, man, we got to make sure that everybody know their position on a football team. Okay, let's like you used to play football, right? Okay, everybody got a role and they supposed to be in their role. You know what I mean? Now it's just like the linebacker or something. He's doing something that he ain't supposed to be doing. That's confusion. And then you see, damn, wait a minute, play broke. Somebody scored a touchdown because you confused, man. You didn't know. Oh man. You see what I'm saying? That's why everybody got to know their role. You got to know your role in life too. You know what I mean? That even if you ain't in this truth, you might be somebody just a student and somebody just trying to learn and need to support this truth.
Right.
You got to know your role too. The Most High bless you with an outstanding career. You got this money and you enjoying life and you watching and being edified from these videos when the man is creating these videos and these classes and studying, you should be supporting them because we don't say things that's very popular with the populace. That's why you should be supporting your army, the black man's army, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You understand? And you got to know your role just like we got to know our role, right? So tonight's class, confusion is the enemy of order, man. The Most High wants things to be done in order. That's how a nation runs. Can you imagine the United States government, right? And this is like what they did in so-called Yule time. When they let all the prominent people, the government officials, they switched roles and let all the vagabonds and all the vagrants run the city for however many days. When you learn the true origins of Christmas, I'm just bringing this up for an example. And then all the politicians, they pretty much let the city and the people that was not qualified run the city, and the city went amok. That's what your enemy is always going to use, confusion, to destroy you. It starts out with a lie. Right? That's why I respect people that's straightforward with me. You know what I mean? At least I know where they stand, and then I can figure out and take an honest assessment of a situation. But what happens is confusion comes in the mix. Eve was confused. She didn't listen to, she didn't regard the order that Adam told her to carry out as far as her position in the garden. She was a helpmate. She still is. She listened to the serpent. Confusion. God not said, he say this, he confusing her. Same thing goes on. Your enemy knows this. So your enemy, your adversary is always going to try to confuse you. Read that again.
1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
Right. These are shalom. The body of the saints who are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that have came into knowledge of this truth, man. The Most High is not the author of the confusion. So if there's confusion in your midst, it's because there's a deceiver, right? You got to know that. Integrity is important to the Most High because integrity is the byproduct of order, right? Something in order. You understand me? You don't put your underwear on your head, do you? No, you put your underwear where it's supposed to go. You understand? We get simple stuff. Simple stuff. And tonight's class is intended for you to look at your life so that you can look at things, so that your life can have more peace and shalom, right? Because that's what the Most High wants. I gotta, if I could, because people learn by repetition, read that one more time.
1 Corinthians 14 and 33. For God is not the author of confusion.
He's not the author of confusion because he wants this. Go ahead.
But of peace.
He wants peace for us. You understand me? And the enemy of your peace in order is confusion. And that's what you got to understand. So when something's going out of whether it's whatever, it's because there's confusion in the mix and there's not order. Go ahead.
As in all churches of the saints.
Okay, you could drop that. Now, lack of communication is going to be critical in why confusion happens, right? Your girl don't tell you something. She don't give you some vital information, or you didn't get some vital information for a mission or something you got to do on your job. And then something gets messed up and you get blamed for it. You know what I mean? Or in your health, whatever. You got the wrong medication or you didn't eat right or something. That's why we got to listen to the Most High, his laws, statutes, and commandments. He gave us order in his laws. He told us what to eat, so we put the right things in our body. Many of you just celebrated that abominable holiday of the white man, the oppressor, the colonizer, Thanksgiving. What was it to be thankful for, right? The slaughtering of the Native American Indians. That ain't nothing to be thankful for. It's confusion to celebrate the victory of your oppressor. And you can, anytime you want to chime in, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's confusion. And you're going to celebrate the holiday of your oppressor, Christmas coming up. All this stuff coming up. And you're going to celebrate. That's confusion, man. Now, look, it's 2019, and you still believing you are African. You still believing that you're a Christian. That's confusion, man. And your enemy knows that. The oppressor knows that. That's why he gives you and he allows certain people in the community, the black community, to flourish, to confuse people. The Christian pastor, he confuses people. God loves everybody. That's not in the scriptures. You understand me? He loves so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who are the true Israelites. That's who he loved, man. You know what I mean? Mental illness. That's confusion too. That's a very serious thing. When your mind is not straight, let me give you a story. One time, I remember I used to, smoke. I used to smoke weed and all that. And somebody gave me something that wasn't quite right. And I took a hit on that. I was bugging the hell out. And my mind was not working right. I wasn't thinking straight. And I was thinking, but when a thought, a coherent thought, I was like, Lord, like God, if you just let me think in my right mind again, I'm gonna stop this. That's a terrible thing, man.
Right.
If you ever been through that, when you can't operate, you can't function right. You understand me? That's confusion. If you got to take something that's gonna take you out of the order of your natural physical processes and your mental processes, that's confusion. So that's why drugs is detrimental to the Black community. And it's plentiful in the ghetto because the enemy knows that confusion is the enemy of order. That's why he gives you drugs. You understand? It's real crazy. So if I can, we're going to drop that. And let me get the book of Psalms, chapter 37 and 23. Share the class so that other people can get edified. This is a brotherhood class. And I'm being brotherly by telling you some vital, basic information. You might think, oh, man, I know that, man. I mean, but do you really know it? Hell, I had to look in my life and find out where the confusion's at. When something ain't going right, it's because of confusion. And we got to look at all places. We got to touch all bases in our life so that we can get things in order and have the shalom, the peace that the Most High wants. He's not the author of confusion. So if he's not the author of confusion, that means somebody else out there is doing something to manipulate your life, whether it's in your relationship, it's on your job, or whatever you involved in. We got to look at our life and get things straight. So if I could, let me get that scripture.
Psalms 37 and 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
Right, order. The Most High wants order. The steps of a good man is ordered by the Most High in this truth. You've been ordained, if you in this body, to do this work. And we got a role in it. Now, where we start is not where we end up. But where we at, we need to be able to do our due diligence and operate in our office accordingly. You understand? We don't want to get outside or get above what we're supposed to do or below. We're supposed to be where we at and then strive to get to a point and to master, or get above where you at. But it's all in due time, in due season, like the scriptures say. Order is very important. It's important in your household. The hierarchy of the family. The man, the husband, his wife, his children, the pets. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've seen something where, there's, a female, she was asking about control and leadership. Basically, when you are a leader, you are controlling lives. And here's the thing too: do you lead your kids, or do you control them?
Lead them.
Well, think about this: you control your kids, though. You do. Leadership and control is essentially the same thing. That's the thing about it, because you don't sit there. A lot of people, come on. Now you grab his arm and you bring him. You control him. You see what I'm saying? That's what we got to understand. A lot of women, they don't understand that. Well, I ain't no child. That's what they gonna be. I ain't no child. Nobody don't control me. You ain't my daddy. Look here. The Most High made a hierarchy. It's order. That's the point I'm trying to make in this. If you confused on that, because that's confusion. No, you are an echelon below the man. It's just like we can't control Christ, can we? No, we cannot control Christ. Christ left us his word, his example, to live out the spirit that he lived on earth, right? And I'm using this as an example to show where confusion is causing strife and evil in our homes because we don't know our roles. That's confusion, man. It ain't no 50-50. You know what I mean? It ain't no slight to any woman or any wife or anything like that. That's just the way it is. The Most High created things a certain way. You got to take it up with him. For you, this feminist movement, and you trying to say I'm equal, I can do everything a man can do, that's bull, man. Let the infrastructure of a city run down today, and all kind of wild animals and bears and stuff start coming in this city. You think women are going to try to fend off the bears? No. The Most High gave a certain intellect and skill set and ability of men to do that, right? Our wives, our women, and our children are under our care in that respect, for the most part. Now, the confusion came in is when we went outside the natural order. Our enemy, the oppressor of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, knew that. His whole purpose is to keep us confused and not to have order, if you haven't figured that out by now, right? You're supposed to have a house and a home in this captivity. And matter of fact, I'm gonna prove that real quick. Let me get Jeremiah 29, I think it's verse 4. This is when the Israelites, we, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, was in a captivity in Babylon. And just because we here in a captivity, confusion, Babylon, America right now, doesn't mean that the Most High did not want us to be the head and have order, right? Let me get that.
Jeremiah 29:4. Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Okay, so this is the words of the Most High. Go ahead.
The God of Israel.
God of Israel, which is very possessive. He didn't say he's the God of everybody. He's the God of Israel, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
Unto all that are carried away captives.
Okay, so wow. So this is instructions of people that's carried away captive. So that can apply to us. It's nothing new under the sun, right? We here in another captivity here in America. Well, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Bull. That's bull. Go ahead.
Whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon.
Babylon is confusion. You understand me? But even in the confusion, the Most High wants us to have a sense of order. Go ahead.
Build ye houses and dwell in them.
You telling some slaves to build houses and dwell in them? So there ain't nothing wrong with you trying to have, a stable foundation and base for your family. You see what I'm saying? In your captivity. You know what I mean? That's in the scriptures. Go ahead.
And plant gardens and eat the fruit of them.
So you can have something decent. If it wasn't so, the Most High wouldn't have told us in his word that we would be able to do that even in our captivity. Go ahead.
Take ye wives and begot sons and daughters.
Okay, now this is real heavy. We got to slow down. Did he say take husbands? No. So the instruction is the hierarchy, talking about the men, the husband. He said take wives. So the word of the Lord is pertaining to the men. You understand? That's the order. Go ahead.
And take wives for your sons. And give your daughters to husbands.
Right.
That they may bear sons and daughters.
Now that's the whole purpose of this. Go ahead, right here.
That ye may be increased there and not diminished.
That's the whole purpose, for us to keep increasing, because we're going to be as the stars, right? And that's the purpose of why you need order in your life, because when you don't have order, you can't fulfill that. You can't increase. You're going to decrease. You on drugs out there. You robbing, stealing, and killing. You raping. You molesting. That is not order. That is sin, and there's a penalty of sin. There's a penalty coming to a lot of people here in Louisville. I'm just going to keep it real here in Louisville. So get ready for it, because we keep telling y'all to come to class. Things have been pretty quiet. That's something you need to be concerned about. It ain't like you would think, okay, well, that means everybody doing good. No, that's the calm before the storm. You see what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, as a priest and prophet of the Most High, right? We trying to tell you so that you can change your life and get in order, right? Get your house in order, like the scriptures say. You out there sinning. Go ahead. Wait a minute, I think that's it on that, Slaki. If I could, you could drop that, and let me get the book of Psalms, chapter 71 and verse 1. Your oppressor is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of. Devil means deception, which brings about confusion, which tonight's class, confusion is the enemy of order. We need order in our lives, right? You don't drink paint thinner, you drink water. You drink fruit juice, or you drink some beverage that's not poisonous. That's order. Order is very important in your life. It sounds simple enough, but many of us right, got problems in our lives because we're not paying attention to our lives. There's confusion somewhere. So what we got to do is compartmentalize our lives and look at our things. Look at your health, because when you lose your health, you lose everything. You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing without your health. So look at your health. Like, do I need to eat better? Do I need to stop eating that? Maybe I should stop eating the pork and the chitlins and do what the Bible say, right? You want to look at your relationships, okay? I need some peace of mind, my emotional health, the people I deal with. Am I arguing all the time? You see what I'm saying? Why am I arguing? Do everybody know their roles in this relationship, in this family? You see what I mean? Look at other things, your finances, okay? Am I spending too much? Am I spending more than what I make? You see what I'm saying? Am I doing? And if so, the buck got to stop somewhere, and we got to just look. I can't go outside my means of what I got, and you got to tell people and be hard, straight up with them. You look, man. If I can, as the Most High increase, I will help. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all can help, and you're stingy and you're greedy. You see what I'm saying? And you wondering why you catching hell because you didn't do what the Most High told you to do. Right? You were supposed to give, and you didn't give. I don't know. This ain't no Christian church, man. Most High gonna provide regardless, but don't make no oaths and do things and don't fulfill your oath. And if you can't, at least be honest. Look, man, I thought I could do it, but I can't do it like that, right? Order. Communication is very vital in order, right? Let me get there.
Psalm 71:1. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion.
Man, out of all things, that's what he asked, because he knows that's gonna mess up his peace, his shalom. May he never, what did it say?
In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion.
And that's what you don't want, confusion, because that's gonna mess up your order. That's why he said never let that. You know what I mean? Order in your relationships. Women out here want to wear the pants. You ever heard a woman say that? I wear the pants. Goofy shit. Excuse me, Salaki. Why? Why would you want to do that? You need to wear that dress, whatever the hell you wear, and stay in your lane. And the man, you need to lead your family. You don't got to be no tyrant doing it. Hey, look, you just talk firmly, very firm, but fair. Hey, look, you know this is how I go. All right. And I know just because this society affords women certain advantages and stuff like that, it's not profitable. Look at all the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian women that's coming up missing and dead because they want to be independent. They want to lead their own lives. They got suckered into this good job and career, and now you coming home all hours of the night from that corporate job, waiting out there on bus stops. You might just dip off in the alley somewhere and smoke a cigarette, and you don't know who's back there. They grab you up real quick. You don't know because you figure that's a sense of freedom. Because hell, I got money, and I don't need to listen to no man, and I can do what I want. Look, man, I don't know how to say it. If you ain't been watching the news and seeing all these Black women and these little girls coming up missing, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because they going outside the order of things. They want to do things on their own. They want to run their own show. They want to run their own life. I don't need that Black man, right? When you was put on this earth, the order of things is to be a help meet to him, to do the function that the Most High want that man to do. Some of us was ordained to be priests and prophets. Some of us, got the Most High gave skills with our hands, different things, different abilities. And you should be able to compliment your mate. If you're a female, compliment your mate in that. At least support him. You understand? You ain't got to know all the scriptures, but at least don't just discourage him from his studies and just support him. Sometimes supporting him is just be having a beautiful spirit. Or if you need the kind of person that you need to talk to, that's fine too. But It's supposed to be harmony in that home, man. Harmony amongst the kids, and everybody's supposed to know their role. There's an order there. When somebody go outside the order, that's where the fights come in. You know what I mean? Wait a minute. I thought we discussed this. We gonna use the money to pay this, and that. Yeah, but I felt like do stuff on a whim. And then you brought something that caused confusion, and now you don't have money to pay a bill, and then it causes a domino effect. You ever had that happen in your life? Somebody do something, they were supposed to pay something, and they splurged. Tonight's class, confusion is the enemy of order. It seems simple enough, but we got to look at these things, man, because the Most High say he wants things done in order. Can you imagine if that sun didn't rise up and that moon, didn't come up from our perspective, at least, right? Really, it's the earth and the rotation of the planet and how, the planets rotate. From our perspective, the sun rises and the moon comes up. However, what if things wasn't in order, right? We would be messed up. The sun came up blue. What? Something crazy. The Most High made things so. You know what I mean? He made things in how you eat, how you relate to people, how you navigate this earth in your real environment here. You know what I mean? Respect for gravity, respect for fire, water, different things. He gave principles and he created laws. And some of the stuff he made for us to discover, it's order, man. You going outside of the order and you listening to the wrong people, right? You listening to your oppressors because they are bent on keeping you disorderly. That's why people's fighting in them Popeye chicken and them Popeye's chicken. The disorder, this confusion. Man, we're gonna bring out a heavy scripture. Matter of fact, is that the end on that one? Most High in Christ. Here's the benefit. Let me get Psalms 119 and 133. Right? Share this class so that other people can get edified. Tonight's class, confusion is the enemy of order, man. Real heavy. You gotta know this.
Psalms 119 and 133. Order my steps in thy word.
Okay. The Most High said, order my steps. I just heard General Muhammad, 12-shield General Muhammad break this out. You walk in his commandments, right? You order it's saying, order my steps in his words. Same thing. You know what I mean? That means the way you move in life, you're going to move according to the way the Most High wants you to move, right? That's what that's mean. He's asking for it. Order my steps. He's pleading, order my steps so I can do the right thing before you. Because he knows if you walk in an orderly fashion way before the Most High, then it's not going to bring about the strife and the confusion that's going to bring about death and destruction. That's the point. That's the whole point of order. And confusion is the seed for destruction and death. You understand? And the mechanism of confusion is lying. That's why we say that the oppressor is the devil. He is bent on keeping you confused of who you are and what you're supposed to do. Many people are confused out here. They don't even know who they are. They think they some damn Kemet dude wearing an arc around their neck. You know what I mean? One of them Kufi or what, I forgot what the hell they call this stuff. Talking about one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, my brother. See, now the swine was brought here on the earth by love, right? And they talk all this stuff, man. They don't know what the hell they talking about. You see, it's confusion, man. Some jailhouse preacher, right? Go ahead.
And let not any iniquity have dominion over me.
And that's the thing about it. The iniquity is that sin. That's the result of not walking orderly, not walking and walking in a literal sense, but that's just like a terminology we use. We moving in the way the Most High wants us to move in life. You see what I'm saying? And he's asking for it. That's what I ask for. Order my steps, man. You know, don't walk in the counsel of the scornful. I'm just paraphrasing. You don't want to do that. Many of us do that. And this place is Babylon. That's why it's the enemy of order. We can't have no order in this place as long as we with people that's full of confusion. We try to every day. We striving to try to have order. The only thing we can really do is build our own little cocoon in our own homes and have some order. You see what I'm saying? When we walk out the door, that's when you're gonna see some gay dude. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see some pedophile. You're gonna see all this confusion. You're gonna smell the rib smoking. All that stuff is confusion, right? It's not an orderly place. So like this song say, it is a war outside. You know, you step out the door, here come the war. That's why the scriptures say in Exodus 15:3, the Lord is a man of war. So we warriors in a sense, you know. It is spiritual warfare because you walk out the door, the white girl wink at you. You know what I'm saying? You walk past a barbecue pit, the ribs, you smell the ribs. You see what I'm saying? The goddamn oppressor disrespect you. You tempted to go and tell him off, knowing that in this place, he don't consider, you know, you're not going to be considerate have justice in this place. It's a good chance they'll blow your head off. You got to bite your tongue sometimes. Sometimes you got to speak up. Sometimes you got to bite your tongue. You know what I mean? You got to pick and choose your battles on what you do. You know what I mean? That's why I had to learn as a young man. Sometimes it ain't profitable to say certain things. Not that nobody's a coward and stuff like that, but I seen a video on social media where it was a black man, and he got a right to be upset. Police pulling him over in front of his sons and stuff like that. But then something should tell you, man, there ain't no sense really to argue with these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't no sense because they don't. And that's why it's so important to have the knowledge of the truth that you are the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and that this damn devil that's pulling you over is your enemy and adversary. So you know, well, I can't really reason with him. So what I'm gonna do is conduct myself in an orderly fashion. He wants the registration, give it to him. I don't offer, you know, do you know what you did? Nah. You know what I'm saying? But see, we've been raised, many of our men have been raised to be so emotional and effeminate. And they go off, man, I'm tired of you motherfucker. I'm tired of y'all, man, pulling me over in front of my kid, this, and that. You know what I'm saying? Emotional response. When, if you think ahead, you know, okay, he pulling me over. I gotta remain cool because this is the beast. Most High be with me. I'm gonna do things in order. You know what I'm saying? Not that you're afraid. And sometimes it might be some time where you might have to say something too. You know what I mean? It's order. And that's what's going to be your shield and buckler. Order. Right? All right. So I think that's enough on that. Tonight's class is like a contrast. Now we're going to go back to the confusion, the results of that. So let me get the book of Psalms, chapter 109 and 29. You understand? You gotta know this, man. Simple things. We gotta look at our lives and pay attention to what we're doing in our health. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was had a little under the weather, and I had to look at what I was eating. Like, man, maybe I need to start back eating a little bit, a lot properly. You know what I mean? Thing is they keep us in such a state of confusion. You watching commercials, everything's enticing and good. Sometimes we gotta be like, you know what, I gotta eat some fruits and vegetables. I can't always eat these burgers and pizza and everything. You know what I mean? Different things we gotta look at. Let me get that.
Psalms 109 and 29. Let mine adversaries be clothed with shame.
Man, that's the thing about it. It's adversaries. So contrary to this belief system, it's ideology that God loves everybody. We all supposed to be alike and think alike and eat ham on the holidays. That's a goddamn lie. We're not supposed to be like that. And this Bible, this King James version of the Bible, teaches us that we are supposed to be wholly separate. Holy means separate from these other nations of people or races of people. If you are a black man, woman, a Hispanic man and woman, Native Indian too. You know, a lot of our people on the reservations, you understand? It's sad. I seen something on social media where this beautiful Native Indian woman, she was some damn devil, man. On the holidays, making a post. That's an insult to your God by you doing something so atrocious. Don't do that, man. You got all these strong, and the thing is, it's a lot of Gadites. You don't even know it's Gadites out here. You think they just black. You know what I'm saying? Where they are, we all really black. You know what I'm saying? But that's confusion too. That's the point, to keep us confused so we don't know who we are. That's why it's important to get into this ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command of GEN.YAHANNA, so we can set things in proper order. You get a proper understanding of you, and everything else is going to fall in order, right? If you don't understand who you are, you're going to be forever confused in Babylon here in America. You're going to be a Christian. You're going to be a Muslim, some Kemet dude. You're going to be in Scientology, Egyptology, Buddhist, Confucius. You're going to be chanting Hare Krishna. You're going to all this different stuff because you're going to be confused because you don't know who you are. And your enemy is hell bent on keeping you confused. That's why he props puppets up in the black community, the Christian pastor, to confuse you furthermore, to put you in this universal state of love. Meanwhile, you look at the ghetto, all the abandoned houses, you be like, man. And then you look at the suburbs and you see your oppressors, those people that brought us over here on those cargo slave ships. You see all these Caucasians and they living real good and lovely. And then you wonder, damn, something ain't right. Man, I'm just going to trust in the pastor. No, I'm going to do a class on that. The Boule and these secret societies, black Negroes, they prop up in these secret societies. I mean, we don't do supposed conspiracy theories, but this is real relevant facts. They prop these preachers up, these prominent people in the black community, to look out for the interests of their master. Right. You see what I'm saying? That's what the hell they own. And man, Lord and Christ willing, I can get my studies in. That's why y'all need to support this truth here in Louisville, man. Support this truth so that way the priests and prophets can have time. We don't have to be out there working and busting our ass to bring this truth to you. We can dedicate more time into our studies because we know you working, you ain't got time to study like that. So we can get deep into this, these scriptures and history and these texts. And then we can let you know what's going on in your life, why you so confused in this place, right? Somebody got to break the chains and the shackles off your mind, the mental shackles off of your mind. You know what I mean? All right, so we got that. What to say? Read that again from the top if you could, Bob.
Psalms.
No sweat.
Come. Psalms 109 and 29. Let mine adversaries be clothed with shame, and let them cover themselves with their own confusion.
That's very heavy, man. You don't understand how much confusion is destroying your life. I'm trying to show y'all something that's real heavy. Confusion, man. Right? A lie is meant to confuse you. That's what happened to Eve. The serpent confused Eve. Why do you think when you get a contract, you got all these words? What is that? It could be laid out what needs to go down in 1 or 2 sentences, but you got paragraphs of words and you can't hardly follow it. It's to confuse you. You know what I'm saying? This stuff that's going on with Trump, that's confusion, man. They doing stuff behind the scenes. They got that on the forefront. The real moves they making behind the scenes, they putting that out to confuse black people. Well, they might just get him out of office. Nah, man, they making moves behind the scenes. That's what you don't know, man. That's the play. That's the cheese on the trap, right? You putting your hope in what they gonna do if they impeach him, man. Look, man,
it's term over.
Right, they just gonna. What did you say? How'd you say?
I was saying his term over. They've been talking about impeaching him since he won, but his term is over. They
right.
Re-electing a new president now.
Right, they more than likely. I would be surprised if they don't re-elect him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The whole point is like, even if they don't, man, you just gonna have another Trump in office with a different face. You know what I'm saying? It's the same, you know what I mean? The same, what they say, same bird, different wing. You know, whether you the right or the left wing or whatever, it's the same bird.
Right.
Right? You just got one that's more subtle, and you got one that's more outright their hatred toward black people. You see what I'm saying? So why are you worried about that? You shouldn't be voting anyway.
Right.
Go ahead.
But you bringing out so heavy because him being the like most openly racist president is confusing a lot of people because the damage he's done to the black community is not even near as important as to what Barack Obama done, Bill Clinton, or the George Bushes, Ronald Reagan, like none of them. But like people hate him above all presidents that ever won the race because he openly is racist. But Barack Obama made gay rights legal. Like people, he opened the floodgates for homosexuals.
Exactly.
Bill Clinton and his wife, we know what they did with the abortions and the 3 strikes. You know, Ronald Reagan with the, you know, war on drugs and all that stuff.
Right.
That's all I have.
What's on Christ? Officer One Gabar bringing out something heavy. That's back when I was a kid in the 80s, man. You seen black people out here like zombies on crack, man. Right? Who was the plug? Ronald Reagan was the plug, man. He was, you know, old white man, president. He was the plug, man, because he made sure, you know what I'm saying, wasn't nothing getting in the ghetto unless he say so. And he get his cut. You see what I'm saying? G Money, George Bush, his right-hand man, just like in that movie New Jack City back in the day. You had G Money, George Bush was the right-hand man of Ronald Reagan, who was Nino Brown in a sense, right? What you said about Clinton then. I was, you know, teenager, young adult then. You had to be real careful. You got caught with weed and a gun, man. You know what I'm saying? They was locking brothers up, and this one's brother still locked up, died in prison over chump charges, little chump charges. You know what I'm saying? Because it was your third strike.
Right.
That's what it was. It didn't matter. And you know the police was planting stuff on people,
right,
just like they do today. Look at them detectives up in Baltimore a couple of years back. So what you brought out was real heavy, and even we'll bring it up to what you talking about with Obama. You understand? Which you don't understand. He wasn't a Israelite. He wasn't a black man. He was an African. He was different from us. That's why he couldn't feel us. You see what I'm saying? He never did mention nothing about black people or nothing like that. He used black people, you know what I'm saying, for the vote. Got a black woman, like they always do, Salakia, to bring some type of credence to his agenda. Look, man, you're not gonna be promoting something, some gay rights, unless you know what I'm saying, you figure it out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They have to bury. I don't know. There's some stuff out there on the internet. You look it up. But man, that's confusion. That's the point of tonight's class, man. That's the enemy of order. So they made all these laws and instituted all these things to keep black people off guard, so we can be in a disorderly state. Got the black man out the home for the most part. And if we was lucky and fortunate enough to come up with our father, you know what I'm saying, that was a blessing. But yet and still, you know, it was a conflict in the home, because our women, just like Eve in the Bible, was confused. They think they got some godship status if they just neglect they head, which is a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man. It's a shame, man. And you see the result of that. You see a lot of our women obese now. I'm just keeping it real. You know what I mean? They eat anything where you say, babe, nah, we ain't eating no goddamn fat back. You know what I'm saying? Get that salad in there or something. Chicken salad, grilled chicken, something. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start eating better in this motherfucker. It's like what I'm saying. But you can't tell them nothing. I'm a fit. I ain't saying if something, you know, you're big, you're big. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers like it. But I'm just saying, is you healthy? That's the point. You know what I mean? If it's a fire, can you get out the house? That's what we gotta be looking at. Stuff like that. Somebody ain't gonna like this video. You know what I mean? I mean, when I was a kid, you didn't see, you obese people like that. Because number one, food was scarce. Now you got all this food like substance, GMO food substance, and we think food is plentiful. But we got more diseases in the Black community. We got more obesity in the Black community. It's disorder. It's confusion, man. GMO foods is confusion. Tonight's class, confusion is the enemy of order. You understand? And I want you to look at your life like I got to look at my life and start figuring things out. Like, wait a minute, something is awry. Something's not right. So what we got to do is look at different aspect, every aspect of our life, and get things in as best order as we can. And how do we do that? We look into the Bible, the law, statutes, and commandments. Tonight is a brotherhood class. I wouldn't be brotherly if I didn't tell you this, because a lot of y'all, you're not looking at your life. Yeah, we are in a captivity. We brought out in Jeremiah that, yes, even though we in this captivity, we can establish a sense of order. Meaning, he said, build homes. That's the foundation of your order. Because when you don't have a place, you're going to feel unstable. You know what I mean? Even for a little bit. I know that personally. I'm like, damn, everything get out of order. And then, you figure you got to get back on course. So you got to look at the people that's influencing your life to try to keep you off balance. And then you got to deal with them head on. Look, you know what I mean? You're going to have to do that, man. Because they not going to be in your shoes when you are living in confusion in Babylon. You see what I mean? I ain't trying to say you got to be selfish, but to a certain extent, you got to take control of your livelihood. And you got to look at different aspects of your life and weed out the confusion, the people with the confusion, right? I try to be straightforward with y'all so you know where I come from. And if you don't watch the class, that's fine. At least you knew where I came from, and it's on you if you didn't heed the word, man. You see what I'm saying? I ain't gonna beg you to get your life in order. You gonna do? I don't want to get off drugs. I like weed. I like wet, dipping my black, codeine. You know what I'm saying? I like that stuff. And then you crazy out there. You trying to drive like that, going to a club. Hell, I know. I remember I was back. I did some things. It's gonna be confusion, and then you're gonna be trying to argue with the police because you was out there, and the Most High set it up for our oppressors to punish us when we sinning against Him in His ways. That's just the way it is. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. I don't like it, but the Most High don't like us not living an orderly life according to His laws, statutes, and commandments. Something simple as not eating catfish. You know what I'm saying? You want to eat them chitlins, especially here in Louisville. We love chitlins, man. I love yummy. How you gonna eat a pig's butt? That's what that smell. That smell like booty, in that house. You know what I'm saying? I remember they cooking them things. I never like them to smell like that. I'm like, how the hell? You know what I'm saying? How the hell you gonna eat that? I don't know. Some of y'all just got off the stream because you mad now. You know what I'm saying? You love them chitlins. You know what I'm saying? Hey, eat that mess. You won't. I ain't eating it because the Most High said not to eat the swine. It was unclean. You know what I mean? Crazy. So we're going to drop that. And let me get the book. This is in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 9. We showing contrast between having order and confusion in your life. You choose and decide what you want, what's going to be more profitable to you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you trying to do too much stuff and it's causing confusion. And the outward expression is that sometimes you go in people's home, you see a lot of clutter. You see what I mean? It's like, damn, that's a lot of confusion. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. And it's like, damn, okay, it's a lot of confusion here. You trying to tell people hoarders and stuff like that, man. And you know what I mean? And you trying to help these folk, and you like, yo, I like to know where I'd like to be able to find stuff quick. You know where I got stuff. It's okay. I know I keep that stuff there. Everything getting a nook and cranny in my drawer. I keep that there. I keep that there. And when you don't do that, it loses time. You looking for your keys instead of having a place where you keep your keys, a place where you keep your wallet, a place where you keep your clothes. You see what I'm saying? That's the point. But people want to just throw stuff anywhere, and then they want to blame you. You hid it, didn't you? You hid my stuff, man. What you talking about? You need to keep up with your shit. You know what I'm saying? I done been with females like that. Well, I done been neat, and they done been, you know what I mean? They done been disorganized, and they done got mad at me because they threw their stuff somewhere and didn't keep up with their stuff. When I told you, look, keep up with your stuff. Why don't you just put it over here and mark it? You see what I mean? But Most High say he likes stuff decent and in order. You see what I'm saying? He didn't make the sun set in the east. He made it set in the west. You see what I mean? He makes it go a certain way every day. So yeah, let me get that. You was Ecclesiasticus 12 and 9. I got it.
Ecclesiasticus and Apocrypha 12 and 9. In the prosperity of a man, enemies will be grieved. But in his adversity, even a friend will depart.
Okay, let me see. I think maybe it's Ecclesiastes 12 and 9. Salaki. I think it's Ecclesiastes 12 and 9. Yeah, but I just, you know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. Look, if I had that orderly, if I wrote it down, the whole thing, it would have lessened the confusion. You see what I'm saying? That's the importance of order. I could have wrote the whole thing down, but I abbreviated. You see what I'm saying? Something Ecclesiasticus and Ecclesiastes are similar. So that was a perfect point. It would have saved time, right?
Ecclesiastes 12 and 9. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs.
That's the thing about it. Now, this ain't talking about the Christian pastor, but he set in order many proverbs. Proverbs is wise sayings. You see what I mean? To help you in your life experience, right? You can't. There's so many decisions that have been made for you. You know what race you was, what sex you was, whatever you was gonna be born in, where you was gonna be born, who you was gonna be born to, your physical state of health, your height, many different things. So what you do is you look at that and say, okay, how do I work with this? What I got? Many of us are made to feel bad. We told that certain attributes is perfect, which it really isn't in a sense. You just got to be able to work with what you got. You see what I mean? Because I mean, you got a state of health that you can be in, so that you can operate and you can function good. That's to be perfect. You want to live right, but hell, we are so confused in this place. We don't even eat properly because we can't afford it. They making it illegal for some people to grow vegetables. Your mama to have a garden. Police gonna be hemming up. Now, I know them ain't tomatoes you got. You know what I'm saying? Those, man, you can't have them tomatoes. No, wait a minute. I bought these seeds and hemming up for her tomatoes. Watermelon in the backyard. See, that's confusion, man. Right? But then you go, that's just like here in Louisville, in the hood, they got a lot of food deserts. What is that? A food desert is a place where they don't have nutritious food. You ever go to some of these little corner stores? About the healthiest thing in there is water. And that probably ain't no damn good. You see what I mean? They got candy, soda, chips. And if they do got a banana in there, it's one of them spotted ones, real old. You see what I'm saying? They frying up chicken, catfish, nothing healthy. And you wonder why you got high blood pressure. You ain't ate a fresh apple in weeks. That's confusion, man. I'm just trying to show y'all something, right? You eating noodles, man. And we try to do the best we can, but we got to try to do better, as best as we can, and cut down on the confusion and do things in order. Our diet is important. All right. So We drop that, and now we're going back to the contrast. Confusion, right? I've been showing the benefits of order and the pitfalls of confusion. So we're going to go in the book of James, chapter 3, and verse 16. Y'all need to take heed to this, man. You in a fake Israelite group, that's confusion, right? Most High, he wanted us to gather ourselves together, right? Not, I heard somebody try to pull this scripture out talking about there's many operations. And no, look, man, he's talking about different in different cities in the same body. That's what that's talking about. Not everybody got different doctrines out there. You see what I'm saying? People wearing lampshade t-shirts, fringes at the bottom. That's not what the Most High want. Yeah, we come off a little unorthodox and things like that. You might see us and expect us to wear a suit and tie when we teach the Bible because that's what you've been programmed. You know what I'm saying? Right. We might see us, you know what I'm saying? We gladded up, you know what I'm saying? Like some warriors. Damn, they look like some ninjas out there. That's what they used to call us, some ninjas. But here's the thing. The Most High is a man of war. If you all saw Christ, how he rode, man, you would be surprised. He didn't roll like you think in some toga and some sandals or something like in the movies, man. Nah. Christ rode clean. Christ, you know what I mean? Read them scriptures, man. They gambled. I'm just paraphrasing for his role. They wouldn't gamble for something that wasn't worth nothing. You see what I'm saying? They cast lots for it. People need to get in them scriptures. But if I could, let me get that in the book of James, chapter 3 and verse 16. This is real heavy right here. This is one you want to highlight.
Book of James, chapter 3, verse 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work.
Envy and strife. That's the whole damn ghetto. There's what? Confusion, right?
Confusion in every evil work.
Every evil work. So where there's every evil work, there's confusion. See, I'm trying to show you the growth of what brings the evil is the confusion. That's why you need to make sure things is in order. That's one you want to highlight right there because you can know the genesis of the strife in every evil work is the confusion. And what causes the confusion is a lie. That's why we're so adamant about saying that the goddamn oppressor is the devil, which is a liar, because he is bent on keeping you confused your whole life. Like that movie, The Matrix. They had him hooked up to this tube, what was feeding them thoughts of confusion. They wasn't in reality. At least if you know the reality of your life, you can start to analyze it and you can say, you know what? Now let me look at this. These are the options I got. These are the different things I can utilize to make my life better. Let me get in this scripture. Okay, he say do this. I do my part, God does his. The Most High do his. He start opening doors like you Christians say. Start setting things in order. Start, you know what I'm saying, you got the angels or something. Start protecting you and all that. But when you start doing the confusion, you listen to the lie of the devil with this bent on confusion. You read that part again about every evil strife and all that.
James 3 and 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion in every evil work.
Envying and strife. That's all them women on TV, reality shows. Envying and strife. Look at that. Yeah. Look at how we, you know that we, yeah. That ain't even, they going off and they fighting each other. It's confusion, man. Because they trying to be men in the first place. They trying to be a boss bitch. You know what I'm saying? Trying to run stuff. When you wasn't meant to run nothing, but run to that kitchen and make sure everything is good. That beef stew is good. You see what I'm saying? And biscuits is good. That's what you was meant to run to, chicken and dumpling. Right? And I'm just trying to tell y'all, you know, so that you can get things in your affairs in order. So look at every aspect of your life and just break it down. Okay, let me deal with that. I would deal with your health. Look at your health. Okay, am I eating right? All right, because you'll see people come at you. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Don't. Yeah, it's good to drink, but then you got to drink in moderation. You see what I'm saying? And then it's good to eat sweets and stuff, but maybe you're not supposed to eat too many sweets. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. You know, I'm looking then because if how you do is how your kids gonna do. You understand? And your wife, and she's gonna be the main one because a lot of them they don't want boundaries. That's the confusion that somehow boundaries are bad. Boundaries are good. You understand me? That's why we got the laws, statutes, and commandments. Those are boundaries. What you want a sign to tell you that the bridge is out ahead? That's the same thing with these scriptures. They tell us bridge is out ahead. Don't go any further. Walk this way, talk this way. Walk, he said, order my steps by living by the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what you want to do. You want to walk and you want to move in life how the Most High wants you to move. It ain't hard. It's making some adjustments. You might smoke and do some things. The Most High can work with you, right? I remember I used to smoke. The Most High will take away that craving. For real. It is such thing as miracles. You know what I'm saying? But he want to make sure, what's the scripture say? You draw nigh to me, I draw nigh to you. I'm paraphrasing. That's how this thing works. And we don't get to understand everything. Let's just do our part and let the Most High do the rest. But do your part as best as you can. And the Most High will work on your behalf to get your life in order as best as possible in this captivity, in this life experience, right? In this go around. Because you here, and it's less than ideal conditions. It's not exactly heaven. We just got moments of heaven. You see what I'm saying? We got moments of heaven here and there. Things are good. And then we got to get back on the grind and this and that. That's why life is all about that warfare. Now, with wisdom, it makes getting back on the path easier, right? You got a whole path to go down, and you stray off just a little bit, get the wisdom, and it corrals you back, just like the sheep, back on the path. That's what you want to do with this scripture, with these Bibles. You know what I mean? And when I'm telling you something very vital in your life, look for confusion in your life. Because where there's confusion, there's a liar. You understand? And if you got a lying problem, you need to stop it. You see what I'm saying? Some people just got a lying problem, right? You can get over that. And lying is a product of fear. You see what I'm saying? You can go deep. Because you lie about something, it's because you're afraid. You lied about getting in that cookie jar because you was afraid you was going to get a whooping. That's the thing about it. When you can be bold as a lion, you ain't got no reason to lie. You ain't got to lie, Fred. You ain't got to lie. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got a lot to kick it. And I'm just trying to tell you something so you can examine your life. This will help you. These scriptures, if you took the scriptures and highlighted them, it'll help you to understand that the Most High is not the author of confusion. So when you got confusion in your life, it's somebody in your life. Is it the devil? Right? When I say it's the devil can come in different shapes. I mean, the ultimate devil is the goddamn adversary, the oppressor, the Caucasian, the Cro-Magnon man, the German, the Frenchman, the Italian. He's the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of, right? AKA the white man, Esau in the Bible. You understand? But when you sit there and say that's your brother in Christ, that's the confusion. And that confusion can cost you your very life. So what we do in I.S.U.P.K and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA, we yank back the curtain of the Wizard of Oz and let you see who he really is. He making you think that he's just this boogeyman. Look, man, it's a marshmallow dude. It's a marshmallow fellow, right? That's soft, white, and you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The scriptures say we'd be stronger than him anyway. That's in the scriptures. But when you don't do right, the Most High is going to diminish your strength and your abilities, and he's going to let our oppressors rule over us. So, man, that's one you want to highlight about the confusion and envy and strife and every evil work. You see what I'm saying? Every evil work. You got to look at it. You don't want confusion in your life. Confusion is the cause of disorder in your life. So you want order. The Most High wants order. Know where your position is in life. Just like any army, you know what I mean? You got foot soldiers, you got this, you got that, generals. That's why the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in the Command of GEN.YAHANNA is the truth, because it said the Most High wants things done decently and in order. And if you don't have order, it's not decent and it's not of the Most High, right? You got fake Israelite groups out there, the Christian pastor, right? You got a homosexual choir director, right? That's confusion. The Most High is not with that. So this is very vital. You need to understand this. Matter of fact, read that verse one more time, if you could, in James 3:16. Repetition, that's how people learn.
James 3:16. For where envying and strife is, there's confusion and every evil work.
That's why the ghetto's messed up. That's why your oppressor lies to you to keep you confused. You don't know that you're an Israelite if you're a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. That's the whole purpose, is to keep you confused. That's why the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is so vital, because we break through the barriers of all the lies and shine the marvelous light into your life of the truth. You know who you are, then you can no longer be confused. You can't be lied to by that Christian pastor. Christian pastor tell you, you're supposed to love everybody. God made all food clean. That's confusion, man. That's bent on destroying you. I gotta reiterate this, because people hear stuff and it go through one ear and out the other. Oh, yo, that's why they go to church. They don't know what the sermon was about. You went to church today? What they talking about? I don't know. I felt good as hell. Man, it was good. It was cracking up in there. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what the hell the pastor said. They was in there an hour, 2 hours. And I keep reiterating that confusion is the enemy of order. The Most High wants order in your life. He wants order in your health. He wants order in your family. He wants order in your finances. He wants order in your assignment here on earth, whether that be your career, in this truth, or whatever you're supposed to be doing, right? You got to play your position. So we got to examine every aspect of our life and take away the confusion. Is it somebody you dealing with that's lying to you, right? It's very vital. Confusion starts with a conversation. That's what happened in the Garden of Eden with Eve. The confusion started with a conversation, right? That's why I say communication is vital in keeping order. Just say what you say, put it out there. Just put it out there, right? You might not like what I got to say, but at least you know where I'm coming from. And at least you can decide on how you want to appropriate my knowledge or the information I'm bringing out on the Command of GEN.YAHANNA, right? Which coincides with these scriptures, right? I'm just bringing something out to you vital. So we're going to drop that. Matter of fact, going back on this confusion, if I could. Here in Babylon, Babylon means confusion. That's why America is set up the way it is. It's set up with certain people in the Black community to keep Black people confused. The Christian pastor, it's a whole group called the Boule of Black upper echelon people that looks out for masses' interests. I wish I could get into that. Lord in Christ, I'm going to break that whole Boule thing down. People like Bill, it's like your prominent people in Hollywood that influence the masses to keep you confused.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying this person is in this, but I'm just want you to look at certain people like Dwayne Wade. You see what I'm saying? What he did with his son, right? Posted that picture. What was that, Thanksgiving? Got his little son with a manicure. You know, he tambourine, he funny, right? And you know what I'm saying? He went downstairs to get some milk and cookies. You know, he one of them type motherfuckers. You know, so lock it. But what I'm saying is like this. He's the father. Now, if he would listen to Commander GEN.YAHANNA and live by these laws, statutes, and commandments, he would know that he is not supposed to let his son to wear that which pertaineth to a woman. Right? That's confusion. That's why they love it here in America. And there's going to be judgment coming on a lot of these so-called entertainers, man. I'm just telling you straight up. Now, it's the calm before the storm. You're not hearing nothing. You putting all your trust in the people on cable TV, Bravo and Real Housewives, and you love these people that's keeping you confused. You understand me? the Most High is going to start striking a lot of them down so that you can have an opportunity to get in order, get your house in order, like the scripture. I'm paraphrasing, right? The Most High wants you to be decent and in order. So if I could, let me get the book, The Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, chapter 8 and verse 1. Your oppressor is the goddamn devil because he is bent on keeping you confused, man. Right? That's the whole purpose. Every day in your life is confusion. Every day. That's why we say this life is about warfare. The warfare is to break out of the confusion of life. You don't know, many of you don't know who you are. And when you don't know who you are, you'll fall for anything. If you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything. You don't stand up for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in your nation, then you're going to fall for the lies of the Christian church. You're going to wear ankh around your neck, one of them little koofies or whatever you call it. You're going to be smoking weed, thinking you're getting higher to God, and you're going to be out there and you're going to be on one. You understand? The Most High wants us to gather ourselves together and all be in one accord in these laws, statutes, and commandments. Let me get it. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 1 in the Apocrypha.
In the Apocrypha, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 1. Wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily.
And that's the point. Wisdom is the key to order. Go ahead.
And sweetly doth she order all things.
Wisdom order all things. You want some wisdom? Read that book of Proverbs. These are wise sayings. If you want to be wise, it's just little simple sayings when it pertains to your relationship with women, your financial affairs, many things in your career. The book of Proverbs is an excellent book to read. The whole Bible is, but that gets right to the point. Make the simple wise. You know what I mean? So you don't be confused. You go to college to get confused. You pay all that money to get confused. Learning about Aristotle and, Socrates, and I learned about all that garbage and philosophies and all that. And yes, it's got its place, some of it, but you got these train adult thoughts in college. You go to, I took philosophy in college. I did good in it, but basically it's just how a person thinks. I think this way, therefore I'm the captain of my own ship and all this stuff like that. And you shipwreck right into the rocks of reality. You know what I'm saying? And crash and burn. You see what I'm saying? Because you got confused by some college professor that gamed you up and got your money. You know what I mean? Many people went to school, college, got a degree in humanities. What the hell are you going to do with that? That's what I'm saying. What is that? Humanities. Or you got a degree in history, but then you got to get a master's and you got to keep going to school in order to teach at a university. See, they just game you up just to get paid $40,000 to $50,000 a year, right? You in debt. It's confusion, man. This whole place is confusion. That's why it's Babylon. America is Babylon. In tonight's class, confusion is the enemy of order. As long as we here in America, we're going to have to battle confusion every day. Simple. This is very simple, but it's very relevant to your life. And somebody's going to confuse you by lying. I'm just going to tell you the truth. When something don't sound right and you got to keep, wait a minute, hold up, ain't what you told, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather just say what I need to say. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. But at least you know how to appropriate the information that came from me. I don't know. Some people operate differently. You know what I mean? It's too short. I like to get to the point. You know what I'm saying? Anyhow, that's something that you got to be aware of. Let me read that one more time. The wisdom of Solomon.
Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 1. Wisdom reacheth from one end to another mightily and sweetly.
Mightily, right? Mightily, strong in your life. That's what wisdom can do. Go ahead.
And sweetly doth she order all things.
That's order. That's how you're going to run things with wisdom. That's how you're going to keep order. That's why Commander GEN.YAHANNA has a network of priests and prophets to teach the people so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be in order. You understand me? Now we come off with a military presence, kind of like a paramilitary, but that's what's in the scriptures. You know what I mean? It ain't no harm as long as you don't try to hurt us or nothing like that. We'll defend ourselves. But you see us, we dress a little different. Hell, what could be greater than that? Bringing some knowledge. That's why we call it the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Right? It's nothing way out there. It's something that you can actually implement in your life. And that's in these laws, statutes, and commandments in this Bible, man. And the only place you're going to learn it properly is in I.S.U.P.K. That's the abbreviation for the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Since 1969, it's been being carried out. Now, us brothers is here to carry the torch and continue this work in the Lord. Lord willing, the Lord to be back. I pray he come back tomorrow.
Right.
But if he don't, then we got to hold down the fort and wake people up, because that's the whole battle of the mind. Waking up people and battling for their minds, man. Getting the confusion. That's the whole purpose of the warfare, is battling the confusion in people's minds, man. Because everything you do starts in your mind, in your heart. So Babylon is setting up by confusion you every day. You turn on the idiot box, you turn on the TV, and there's a bunch of confusion set up for you to look at. Oh man, wow, look at that. Man, that's cool, man. I'm gonna get that for Christmas. Cyber Monday, Black Friday. You know what I'm saying? Confusion. Christmas. You believe in Odin. You believe in an old white man's gonna bring you some gifts. That's how they create Santa Claus. You know, Odin. Go back. Might do the Christmas special this year or whatever. You know what I mean? Do that again. If Lord willing, I can get more deep on it. And they burned a log for 12 days, right? Hence the 12 days of Christmas. It gets real deep, man. All these different things we learn. And it's confusion, man. And they just keep reinventing it. It's confusion. And what we got to do is learn what the Most High wanted us to do, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He didn't want us to be confused in this place, and he gave us a prophet, Commander GEN.YAHANNA, to teach us. We just got to listen, right? We pretty much parrot what Commander GEN.YAHANNA says, these laws, statutes, and commandments, and that's it, man. You know, of course, the Most High give us, each individual a certain attribute to convey that message, to get it to our specific audience in our sector, in our zone here in Louisville, Kentucky, but that's what you got to do, man. You got to live by the laws of God, not what the Christian church say. They don't teach the laws of God. They teach the laws of man in themselves, right? Tonight's class, confusion is the enemy of order. The Most High wants things done decently and in order. In your house, in your health, in your relationships, in your career, whatever you're doing in this life for the Most High. Said, order his steps, right? Order my steps. He wants you to walk a certain way. He wants you to move a certain way in life. And that's what you're going to do. So we bringing it out. Make sure you go to the website, ISUPK.com, where you can submit your tithes and donations. Support this truth, man. Just like with anything, we need the resources to do it. Now, the Most High is going to provide regardless. However, your involvement is what is going to ensure that we gain the order that's so needed in the ghetto, especially here in Louisville, Kentucky, man. We can you can cash out, priest fund. Do what you got to do to support the priest, man. Don't wait until it's too late. You know what I mean? Bring your offering and stuff, you know what I'm saying? After your son got killed, your daughter got kidnapped. Nah, man, bring your offering now. The Most High look well upon it, man. We not trying to game you up, but in that scripture, it talks about how you're supposed to support them priests and prophets. You know what I mean? That's studying in these scriptures, laboring in the word of the Most High. You don't do it. You too busy getting lit and turned up. And then, well, I ain't got nothing to do Tuesday. Let me look on Facebook, YouTube. And look at them. There's some dudes with them funny. Let me hear what they talking about. They be talking that Bible stuff, and we teach you something you never heard in your life, and it changes your life forever. How much can you put on that? You can't. But what you can do is support and make sure that somebody else gets to hear the message of the truth. So with that said, tonight's class, confusion is the enemy of order. We talked about the Most High wants things done decently and in order in 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. Verse 33, we talked about that the Most High is not the author of confusion. You understand? Lack of communication, many different things causes confusion. We went in the book of Psalms. We talked about that a good man's steps is ordered by the Most High, right? We went many verses, brought out scriptures on order and confusion. Go back, watch the video, highlight the precepts, and heed to them, right? And with that said, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Amawan Gabar.
Shalom. Security announcements. With I.S.U.P.K, start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. That'll be saluted only. They have to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 to 21, Malachi 3, 8-10, means tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
That's going to be December 20th. It's going to be the Feast of Dedication. We'll get more clarification on it as the time approaches.
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. Courtesy salute to the brothers watching the stream. Mother Shabbat, Amijam, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shabbat Rakatham, Yasmatah. Courtesy salute to the sisters watching the stream. Mother Shabbat, Amijam, Yahweh Shamar, Adab Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. Class is missed.